today we're going to flip the script. Dang, the incense is like really smoky. And I am going to ask Keith some questions we've all been dying to know.
Who's we?
Me and them.
Oh, okay. Well, come on.
So I'm here with Keith, esteemed director, amazing cinematographer, beloved rapper, fame on its way, ex-warehouse worker, ex-Des Moines college football player, and my husband and the father of our baby, Amari Jane. Give it up.
I like
Clapping
that.
emoji.
I like that intro.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Question 1.
Mm-hmm.
As succinctly as possible, give us the overview of your story from birth to now.
Damn, all right. Long story short, mom and dad both from, my dad is the first generation from the Philippines, and my mom is oldest of our family's so broken up. She got 6 siblings, and they met at Crenshaw High. They met in LA, both went to Crenshaw/Compton, and my mom had me at 20, my brother at 22, so she had 2 kids at 22, then was a single mother, saw my dad on the weekend or over the summers and shit until probably middle school, then I didn't really see him as much. And then I played at Upland High, got a scholarship to go to CU to play football. I had a few scholarships, but I chose CU. Went there with 2 of my other high school teammates. Started as a freshman, coach got fired. Sophomore year, didn't play as much. Well, I was supposed to start, got injured a little bit. Junior year, I tore my ACL. Senior year, I kind of forced myself as a red shirt, so I didn't play. And also my senior year, I took a minor. It was a 2-year minor, but I did dummy credits. I did summer classes and shit. And it was in technology, arts, and media. So it was just coding, graphic design, photography, shit like that. And then from there, I graduated and had interviews at probably 5 places, but didn't get any jobs or any more leads after that. So I was just kind of confused. Yeah, I didn't really know what to do. And I didn't realize that I was redshirting myself. And I found out I had another year of eligibility. So instead of moving back home, I transferred to a D2 school and started my master's. Took out a student loan for $10K. I didn't go to any classes. And then after the season, they won league championship and shit. It was cool. I wasn't into football. My passion wasn't there anymore. And after that semester, football season ended, and I was like, what am I gonna do now? But I knew one of my homies was living in Arkansas at the time. Long story short, I was like, yeah, I know people that need weed. I could get some weed. Was just moving weed back and forth from there in Arkansas. I ended up getting in trouble, got a felony, and then had to move back home. And I was just working in a warehouse for 4 years until I was tired of it. End of 2020, I quit. And then, I started door dashing. I moved to my aunt's house at the time. She had this old Nikon camera. I was just going around taking pictures.
Making music in the garage.
Making music. Nothing crazy really. And then, I don't know, do you want me to go into the rest of I feel like us getting together kind of is a part of that story too.
That's okay.
And then, I was just doing random stuff. Eventually got some opportunities to do paid work. You saw that I was downtown and you just hit me up on IG let's link. We've always been in touch, but it was just a period where we didn't hang out in person. And then so we hung out, then never stopped hanging out. And then you kind of gave me the perspective of oh, it's possible to do creative and make money. And once I found that out, it kind of things just started rolling. We had a conversation and you were just because I was trying to do everything. I was trying to do I was scamming. I was trying to do trading, stock trading, forex trading, options. I'm trying to do real estate. I'm like calling motherfuckers trying to do wholesaling, and yeah, I was just trying to do everything possible at the same time, and it wasn't really working. And then you're just like, pick one thing, and then you can run with that. And once you have that established, you could do other shit. And yeah, so then I started doing video. I started being committed to doing video and learning all the stuff about video. And yeah, shoot, started growing, had some paid opportunities, took advantage of it. And I think the biggest thing is just being prepared for the opportunities when they come.
Like, know
So
what you're doing.
yeah, exactly. So like, there's a bunch of times where if I wasn't ready for it, I didn't know what I was doing, then it would pass me. So yeah, just I was prepared for all the opportunities that came my way. And now it's just this year 3, still making music, and the business is grown exponentially in 3 years. So it's just, I don't know, that's really it.
Cool. Did you get any questions in the crowd? Just kidding. Okay, that was a good summary. When you didn't have the opportunities yet, and you were in a stage of like preparing, not completely sure if you believed in yourself, but trying to gain the skills regardless, waiting for like an opportunity to come for you to be able to get out there and shoot for something paid. What were your actions like during those days when you didn't have opportunities yet? How did you prepare? How did you
Well,
learn?
YouTube, going on YouTube, watching videos, learning what the camera does, shooting some stuff.
Getting out there?
Yeah, just really getting out there. And it was really hard at that time because there's no results. And so that messed me up because in the last one we talked about it, like you was making money, and then I was at a point where I was like making $0. So that was frustrating, being the man in the relationship and feeling like, oh, I'm supposed to be the provider. And I don't know, that just felt weird. I'm doing stuff, but there's no return, or like at least immediate return. Actually, there's immediate return, but there's not a financial return right away.
Exactly.
There's immediate return because I'm gaining skills, I'm learning stuff. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't getting any money at the time. So it was just, that was difficult. But being able to just push through, still make stuff. There was hard days, you know what I mean? But yeah, just taking action. A lot of the success that I've had has come from just taking action, not waiting around. Um, I'm we could go. Basically, I plan so much shit, and sometimes that just stops me from the end goal. It's like only so much planning you could do. Planning is super important, but when it prevents you from doing the actual thing, then there's no point in planning anymore. Sometimes you just gotta like balls to the wall type shit, caution in the wind, and just go do. So yeah, that was really it. Doing.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that that's like a really big learning for people to take who are wanting to be inspired. It's just like, it's great to plan. It's great to learn and watch YouTube videos and talk to people. But at the end of the day, whatever the thing is, you just have to do it. So if you don't have a brand that wants to work with you, pick a brand that you like and just make something. If you don't have friends that you feel like you could go shoot with, just write on freaking Reddit and say, I'm trying to be a director, and is anybody an amateur actor that could do this short for me? Like, just creating the opportunities when the opportunities aren't there and created and set for you.
Also putting yourself out there, because like things like shooting
Oh,
BTS,
good, yeah.
like once people know that I got a camera and I do it, then it's like, oh, I could go shoot BTS, and then I soak up just by watching. So it's like if I get to shoot BTS on a short film or a music video or anything, then I just learn by watching. Sometimes I have questions, but a lot of times it's best to just like be a sponge, watch what's happening, take notes, you know?
Totally.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. And then I think like context setting, one thing that's interesting about you that is not normal is just even when you were doing all the things and learning all the things, and like you were an athlete and then you were a trapper and then you were aware, like you
I
fully
wouldn't even
commit to
say I was
things.
a trapper. I was just a nigga selling weed.
Like slow zoom into my face, like but I think that you like really commit to things. And if you are a person that like really commits to things, picking the thing is important. Cause like if you're good at things, you gotta find one thing that you're gonna be exceptional at. But I will say that like Keith is really good at everything. So I feel like that was a distinctly challenging part of the story. Cause it's like, why would I just focus on one thing? But remember, you can focus on one thing. And then once you get that thing established, you can branch out and start making music again and draw again and like all the other things you like to do.
You
Okay.
making this a lesson for niggas?
It's a lesson. No, but that is a lesson for real.
Okay, come on.
Okay. And then talk to us about like your experience as a newly established felon working in the warehouse. Like what it felt like, what your thoughts were, how you kept hope.
At first, I didn't even really think about it. It was just something I had to do. I got in trouble, and literally, I ain't even gonna say his name, but like, I don't know if that matters. But me and my homie, took a 24-hour bus ride after we got out of jail. My other homie bailed us out because all of our money was in the shit. But 24-hour bus ride back home. The next day, I went to a job agency and went to go work at a warehouse. So it was just like, this is what I got to do so I could pay for the lawyer and like get things back situated. So at first it wasn't even a thought, but then maybe after the first year, it was just like, damn, what else can I do? And then I went through this whole process of trying to get other jobs that wasn't in a warehouse. But one time specifically, there was a job at Sherwin-Williams, the paint store, and I had got a job opportunity through them as like a manager in training. So they would like train me as a manager and then like ship me out to one of the locations. I was with it. But it was in Vegas and my cousin was living in Vegas at the time. So I went and stayed at their crib, went through the whole job interview process. It was like 4 interviews, met the regional manager, and they said I got the job. And basically they ran my background check and they was like, nah, we can't hire you until you get that situated. So I was like, damn. Then from that point,
Was that like the closing of that chapter and you're like, I got to do something next?
Nah, I was still in Vegas at the time. I didn't have a job. And then that was the point where I just was starting to feel super discouraged. Like, I'm a felon. Like, how can I get past the block of being a felon and getting a real job, like, and making real money, you know? So I moved back home for a little bit, and then I was just working in warehouses, still making music and stuff, which is where the creative side tried to start creeping in because I was making music, trying to figure out how to do videos, and I like storytelling videos and stuff, but I had no idea what to do, like what is the process of making a video, and I was asking a few people that did video to like help me, but I just didn't feel like they saw the vision of trying to just create something. And so I just took it upon myself to be like, fuck it, I'll do it on my own. Like, it can't be that hard. Then,
But
yeah.
how did you keep like that hope and resilience when you're like working those long days and walking to and from the warehouse, late night shifts, freezer? How do you like keep this hope that things are going to get better? Because that's kind of the seed that you need to get out of it, is like the thought that things could get better. So how did you keep that thought?
I just felt like I was good. And then,
At something.
yeah, that I figured that something would land eventually. But also I just felt like I had no other choice. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Be homeless or like live on the streets? Like, what? I don't know. I felt like that is what I had to do, regardless of any situation. I gotta have a job. So even if it's the shitty job I hate, and I would just swap jobs all the time because I didn't like them. So I'd just be like 3 to 6 months, and then I'll just go to another job.
But I mean, like, how did you keep the hope that you would do something that's not that one day when you're getting these doors closed on you?
I don't even know what to tell you on that. Shit, God, I don't know. Like, it was just in the back of my mind that something would happen, and I was just doing this. I was just going through. I wouldn't even say I had hope. I was just like a shell going through life. I was just like mindlessly doing what I felt like I'm supposed to do, and Yeah, I don't know if hope is the word that I would use of like what kept me going. It was more of um it was out of circumstance. Like I had to. I had no other option but to do it. I guess there's other options of like, you know, bad things, but
Morally, that didn't feel right.
nah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it was
Like,
like actually desperation.
yeah,
It wasn't hope, it was desperation.
nah.
But I think that, yeah, I know, I'm like always teaching. But I just also think too that like desperation is hope in another form. And like, even if the thing that you have at any given moment is just like desperation, remember that that can become hope, and then that can become opportunity. It's kind of like this whole cool. Okay, cool. And then me, because this is all about me. What made you decide to date me? Think back to where we were at, what was going on, our life setup.
I just thought you were really cool. I respected you as a human, and I really love that you had real thoughts about life and just the world and how we interact as humans and our interactions and relationship with nature and the world. Like, I don't know, you just were deeper than other people that I've spent time with. And I think probably the biggest thing is like on my end of like, you made me feel understood. And I never really had that.
That's sweet. Um, what were, before we got married, like the hardest parts of deciding to be in a relationship? Because Keith is like notoriously doesn't really date people for real. So what felt like the hardest parts of like being a man in a committed relationship? Just when we were dating. Now we're married, it's different.
Do I feel like this is the right person I'm supposed to be with? And like, can I trust that you, not you specifically,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like the
That
person
person.
that I'm picking is like, will they fuck me over, you know? Will they, cause like you said, I commit hard. So it's like, I feel like everybody don't
Yeah.
have that same
And
thing.
that's why you don't commit frequently too.
Yeah, cause I get scared of like, will this work out or am I just gonna feel the pain of, you know, my trust being
Broken.
yeah. But yeah, what was the rest of the question?
Okay. What's it like? First, let's say, how have you like made it work and established a community here after we moved?
Kind of like the same thing with the warehouse shit of like, I felt like I didn't have no other choice.
Yeah, but what'd you do? Like, how'd you do it?
Well, once we moved here, there was just this period of time where it was mainly focused on the pregnancy. He was pregnant. And then after Amari came, it was just like, all right, you still got a job and I'm out here, no friends, no clients, you know? So basically I just started hitting up people on Instagram and LinkedIn and just messaging like, hey, I'm new to the area. I do video production. And it's crazy because I used to not be confident in saying that, but having a confidence of my identity as the video person, whatever, allow me to just reach out to people. And I'm naturally introverted in a way that's like, if I don't like interacting with strangers, but if we're like our friends or homies, I'm super outgoing, you know? But yeah, I'll just hit up people. I'll meet people at coffee shop just to really to find friends, people that I thought was cool. And then that turned into making connections on the work aspect. I've gotten clients from just people I met at the coffee shop. And then building community, I just felt like it's something that I always wanted. Like, I didn't have a big family. Well, we kind of have a big family, but everyone is just, ever since my papa died, it was just like,
Separated.
yeah, everyone, he was the glue that was holding together. Now everybody be on their own shit. But I always wanted a super close family, like in the movies. And also, like, my friends that I grew up with are not creatives per se. Like none of the people that I was around in LA did creative stuff. So it was hard
Yeah, you had a
to,
different kind of friendship,
yeah,
but they're still your best friends.
yeah, for sure. But it's just like the things that's on my mind constantly, I couldn't like, I guess we could talk about that, but it's not the same as versus someone that's,
Making their career with that thing.
yeah. So I felt like I just wanted to be around more people like that. And so I just made it happen. That's really it. I don't know.
Okay, cool. And then, what's it like being a dad?
Cool as fuck. That's just tight. I mean, I don't know what to say. Everybody, you always hear like your life your life is gone once you have a kid, but I just feel like now my life is just starting. And at first I didn't have that like emotional attachment to the baby.
Which is normal,
Yeah,
but it
but
doesn't feel normal.
nah. But as she's able to like start doing more stuff and she recognizes me, and just watching her turn from like this little freaking alien that can't move to now she walking around and saying stuff and smiling, um just makes me happy. And I don't know, it's super cool being able to be a dad with a mom that's just super active, and like we share the same values, and the way we want to raise her is super similar. And just, I don't know, we just align on all the parenting stuff, and being a dad that way just makes it super chill.
Hmm. And then, okay, maybe last one. How long are we at? What would you say? What would you say are our family values that we like established together? Because we never sat down and we're like, our values will be this, that, and the third. But like, we definitely worked our way into like a very concrete set of values.
I would say honesty.
Mm.
Like
Radical honesty.
yeah, the foundation of our relationship is just literally every possible thing was out in the open. And I just feel like that works for me because I like knowing where everything is at. Like, where do we stand, you know?
Mm.
Because once it's just fuzzy about like what the relationship is, then I like back away. So I love that honesty is just like anything happening, anything you're thinking, we could say it to each other. And I would say like pure intentions. Like that's something that I think both of us go out into the world and we just want to help however we can, or
Like serving.
yeah, it's just like we our values are not monetary. Obviously, it's like it takes money to live in life, but that's not the core of why we do stuff. We just like
Hmm.
helping and serving, and I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Like we gave money away before we had money
Yeah,
because
yeah,
giving money away was the value.
yeah.
And then the more money we get, the more money we
Mm.
act upon that value. But it's
But
all started
even not
before.
even just money stuff. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Helping, advice,
actions.
time, space.
Mhm.
Okay, so transparency, pure intentions, aka willingness to serve others, family values. Let's get to 4.
Oh, 4. I would say, mm, it's kind of hard. Is I think like happiness, like
Joy.
in the sense of making sure we still take time to like do things that we're obviously like we have so much shit going on, and I think one of our things is stressing to like go somewhere every now and then, or
Mm-hmm.
take time to what self-care is, that self-care, joy, I don't know, whatever that value is of like ensuring that we still have our personal happiness.
Hmm.
um
Like independent identities
yeah.
based on whatever makes each one of us happy.
And then we'll like
Same
you'll
for
do
Amari too.
yeah, heck yeah, but you'll do my things and I'll do your things. But what's super clutch is that we like a lot of the same things, so it's not necessarily your thing or my thing, but um So that, and what else? I think discipline. Is that a family value?
Sure.
I think discipline, like, you're way better at it than I've been, but I think I've gotten like 1,000 times better. But being able to have a plan and then being dedicated to just doing it every day. We have this schedule, we follow these things. If we have some work coming up, like, I don't know. I think the discipline and the structure um that's set based off of us being disciplined is super big.
Yeah. I think it's a trap for creatives too a lot of the time because it's like structure could be seen as the antithesis of creativity and free thinking, but structure actually gives you like more opportunities to think clearly, which is what leads to better creative ideas. Shout out Rick Rubin. Okay, last one. What is it like? What does it feel like to be loved and safe?
It feels freeing, like not having to worry about what's going on behind my back. Or like, I don't know, just a lot of thoughts just go away because I'm just secure in where we're at. So it's just like to feel loved feels free.
Anything else?
And fun. It was fun. Honestly, people think that like being in a committed relationship is not fun. Like the other day, somebody asked me, "Oh, what? You don't cheat?" As if like that's the thing you're supposed to do. And I don't know. I just feel like that life is way harder than being in this because I know where everything is. I know where we stand. I like it. Just life just feels easy.
Yeah, but you gotta pick the right person.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta like them.
Hell yeah. And I like
Otherwise,
you.
the whole thing falls apart. I like you too. Okay.
That's it.
Thanks for coming.
All right. See ya.
Let us know what else we should talk about in the comments. Like and subscribe.
All right. Cool.
Gen Z.
Oh, damn.